Hello, guys and gals, and welcome to another episode of Legendary Aspects. I forgot which one I was on for a second there. Legendary Aspects. Today we're going to be going over a legendary aspect known as the Aspect of Explosive Mist. Now, the Aspect of Explosive Mist is a key component in building what is known as the Infinimist Necromancer. And what exactly is that? Well, basically, Blood Mist, which is an ability that basically makes you invincible. It does slow you down a little bit. But there are ways to counter that using Ghost Walker's aspect and some other things. Essentially has a pretty long cooldown. And it also drops corpses if you spec into that. So if you spec into the ability to drop corpses, let's go ahead and just do that real quick for fun here. You can get one corpse every second while you're using Blood Mist. Blood Mist lasts for 3 seconds, which means you get 3 corpses. Now, due to it being pretty overpowered in previous patches, they did kind of nerf it a little bit, just a forewarning. It used to explode a lot of corpses, like a lot of corpses. So if you had a lot of corpses sitting around when you started the ability, it would actually explode a ton of corpses. Now it just kind of explodes not as many as quickly. Now, granted, you still want the cooldown reduction that comes from the aspect of the Explosive Mist, because every single time you use it, it's going to give you a nice reduction. Now, of course, you can also reduce the cooldown of Explosive Mist in other ways, like, for instance, running cooldown reduction equipment. You could potentially be utilizing the very nice vampiric power known as Hectic, which gives you a 2-second reduction every 5 basic skills, and so forth and so on. And there are some various methods that you can use to get the cooldown as low as possible. For instance, one such way is just simply to put as many points as you can into the skill, which is going to get it down to about 18 seconds. And, of course, any plus to skills that you can get from there will bring it down even further. Like maybe you're wearing, I don't know, a Shaco on your head. I think I have a Shaco sitting in my stash. And we can get that down even further. But the point of the Explosive Mist is not only to reset the cooldown, it's also to do more than that. So it resets the cooldown, and it also is offensive at the same time. So the very interesting thing about this particular ability is that, number one, it helps you to reset the cooldown by, obviously, every single time you explode a corpse during this process, you are getting a very nice reduction in cooldown. But also, the corpse explosions themselves function as an offensive capability, giving you an ability to, obviously, dish out damage. Now, this can be put on an amulet, as well as helm, chest armor, boots, gloves, and shield. Now, if you put it on an amulet, it does increase the reduction from 0.5 to 0.8 total, which is kind of nice. If you are trying to get like as much cooldown reduction as you can, that might help a little bit, but it's not going to be like the end-all be-all or anything. Let's go ahead and put it on our sword real quick so that we can... of course, no. Helm, chest armor, boots, gloves. No. Why is it not on? That's kind of odd for an offensive aspect to not be on sword or two-handed. That is rather odd. What could we throw it on for the time being, though? Could throw it on my boots for right now. Certainly wouldn't hurt. Being a boot aspect, boot aspects don't really have a lot of competing options anyway. So that's actually pretty nice that it can go on the boots, because it does allow you to save some of your offensive or better slots for other things. And I didn't even realize it was on the boots there. I even read it off and didn't even realize it. So basically what you're going to do is you generate some corpses, whatever you got to do. But when you generate corpses, you're going to get the Blood Mist ability. When you use Blood Mist, it's going to explode corpses within the vicinity, generally about 3 corpses, as you can see. And once it explodes those 3 corpses, you can help reduce the cooldown. Right now I'm at 18.14 seconds, but as you can see, as it explodes, it starts to reduce its own cooldown, and it ends up coming back up relatively quickly. It's already at 11 seconds, and a couple uses of the Hectic power, and we're back online. Having an offensive and a defensive ability tied together like this is actually surprisingly nice, because if you're stacking corpse explosions, if that's the skill that you're building, which is a pretty effective ability, by the way, you can dish out some pretty nice damage with corpse explosion, either the darkness version or the regular version. And you can obviously dish out damage while you are in a defensive state. Also, there's a lot of other things that you can get from exploding corpses. Like maybe you're utilizing the aspect of... where's that aspect at? I got a couple of these in here that are really nice for like exploding corpses. One of them literally just lets you generate blood orbs every single time you explode a corpse. And there's quite a few aspects that have to do with popping corpses. Some of them I'll give you damage bonuses for popping corpses. Some of them cause, obviously the blood orbs to form, which I don't seem to have the blood orb one on here. I thought I had that. Oh yeah, this one right here, which is blood orbs reduce your ultimate cooldown by 1.5 seconds, which is pretty nice. So this one is really cool because what this does is it allows you to reset your ultimate, right? Well, exploding corpses can also allow you to generate blood orbs, and so you can feed into each other with those effects. And I was pretty sure I had one of those on here with the blood orbs, but maybe I don't. So many blood orbs. I probably got one back in town. Let's go back to town real quick. But there's a lot of ways that you can build into Blood Mist. In fact, there's a whole build. It's called the Infinimist, if you haven't checked it out. I actually discovered this way back in the beta. I had a lot of fun playing around with the Infinimist, and that was before they nerfed it into oblivion. Because it was actually a lot more powerful before they nerfed it. And what do I mean by they nerfed it? Well, what they did is when you use Blood Mist, it explodes corpses around you. Well, they decreased drastically, by the way. They drastically decreased the rate at which it would explode corpses. Right now, it explodes about 3 corpses in 3 seconds. Before, it would have exploded like 10 or 20 corpses in 3 seconds. It was kind of insane. And on top of that, they also reduced the duration of the cooldown reduction for Explosive Mist, which also, of course, made it so that Blood Mist wasn't up 100% of the time. But you can still get Blood Mist up 100% of the time. It just takes a little bit more effort. Cooldown reduction, obviously the Explosive Mist ability, corpse exploding corpses on your own, things like that. I mean, there's a couple different ways that you can make it happen. Let's see if I can find the Blood Orb. The Blood Orb one. I know I've got it in here somewhere. The number of things, though, that you can do from exploding corpses is kind of insane. Not only, obviously, are there things you can do, like generating life blood orbs or reducing ultimate cooldown. There's also things within the tree that give you additional damage when you explode corpses. Like, for instance, there is the Flesh Eater, which is consuming 5 corpses, grants a 40% times increased damage for 6 seconds. There is also the very nice effect of the... Where is it? With at least 2 corpses nearby, you gain 15% damage reduction, and with no corpses nearby, you get 15% increased damage. All of these things come in handy, and Blood Mist itself just is a pretty nice skill. It's kind of hard to build a Necromancer without having Blood Mist. The other thing about Blood Mist is that, well, you can utilize it as a speed bonus. I know it has a speed reduction on it, but if you utilize a couple aspects in tandem, there's one that actually removes the speed penalty off of Blood Mist, and there is another one known as Ghost Walker, which I think I still have a Ghost Walker in here somewhere. Ghost Walker gives you a movement speed bonus when you are unstoppable. And because Blood Mist counts as unstoppable, you can basically make it go even faster than you would normally run while you were under Blood Mist, which is also pretty nice. All in all, Blood Mist is OP, and the Explosive Mist aspect is also OP because it gives you the ability to reset the cooldown on Blood Mist even faster, as well as turns Blood Mist from a defensive cooldown into a offensive cooldown, which is pretty nice too. Having something be both defensive and offensive at the same time is pretty amazing. And Blood Mist and this aspect is the basis for the Infinimist build, which you can obviously balloon out on tremendously to make all sorts of various things happen. I think that's pretty much it for this video. If you want to get this aspect, you can check over on Diablo 4.life. I have Proner and I made a gambling tool a while back, and it's still very effective. So if you want to try and gamble this aspect, what you do is just click on Necromancer, go to what is it called again? It's the Explosive Mist. So explosive. And then we got Explosive Mist, and as you can see, Boots on Necromancer is the best option because it has the least number of competing aspect slots. So all the other options are going to be a little less great, but your Boots on your Necromancer is going to give you the best chance of getting your hands on the Explosive Mist aspect. And of course, you're going to want the 0.5 because, well, that's the whole point, is to reduce it as much as possible. Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, even when we're just talking about the aspect of the Explosive Mist. And as always, keep watching.